Hi, I'm just going to read a devotional for you for this Easter week. The scripture is actually Hebrews chapter 12 verses 1 to 3, so I'm just going to start by reading that to you. Therefore, since we are surrounded by such a great crowd of witnesses, let us throw off everything that hinders, the sin that so easily entangles, and let us run with perseverance the race marked out for us, fixing our eyes on Jesus, the pioneer and perfecter of faith. For the joy that was set before him, he endured the cross, scorning its shame, and sat at the right hand of the throne of God. Consider him who endured such opposition from sinners, so that you will not grow weary and lose heart. As I've been thinking about this passage, it's clear that it's talking to us about running a race that's set before us with endurance, knowing at times that there'll be various things that hinder us, things that distract us, and it will feel demanding as well. But the only way we can endure the race set before us is by faith. Faith in Jesus, fixing our eyes on him, and he is the greatest example who helps us endure and keep steadily determined, not losing heart. A few years ago, I ran what was the longest race of my life so far. It was a half marathon in Peterborough. And I remember at the start feeling really fresh, determined, ready to get going, that nothing was going to stop me finishing this race. But there were many times on the race, especially during the last few miles, where all I wanted to do was to stop, to sit down, to lie down. What kept me going was knowing that my 3 daughters and some other family members were at the end of the line. They were waiting, they were watching every person coming through that finish, waiting to see me and to cheer me on. And I had to keep that in my mind, fixed mentally there as my end goal. There are so many hindrances we can face in our lives that can divert us from running the race well, that can sap our energy, dampen our enthusiasm and take our focus away from God. In a race, if we focus on perhaps others, we can stumble. Or if we look to the crowd, we can get really distracted. And we can, of course, sometimes even take the wrong turn and end up somewhere where we shouldn't be. I know for myself, some of the biggest hindrances can be getting too distracted with the thoughts and the worries that are going on in my mind. Or sometimes it's experiencing pain and hurt along the journey that just cause me to start feeling like this is way too much, this is way too hard to keep going. And it's in those moments that I've learnt, that I'm even still learning, what it means to keep my focus on Jesus. In those times, it's a daily walk to delight in him and not allow my emotions and my feelings that I'm experiencing to distract me and hinder me. So Jesus, he is our greatest example. He was motivated by what was at the end. After enduring the cross, Jesus brought glory to the Father, knowing he was fully doing the Father's will. Jesus has opened us up a way for us to fully enter into this joy. We've already got a place with him in heaven, but by fixing our eyes on Jesus, we can too endure the race, knowing we're going to bring much glory to the Father. Jesus also fills us with his Spirit, giving us all we need to keep running for him, to be encouraged to fully participate in the race set before us. So let Jesus be your greatest example. Fix your eyes on him, knowing that joy will come from bringing glory to the Father. When I approached that finishing line, I can remember hearing my girl shouting my name, and actually it did bring tears. I was crying as I did the last few paces because I knew I was making them proud. And just remember, Jesus is calling you on, so keep pressing on for him and for his glory.